Welcome, everyone. This is Mick.
Hello.
And I am Patricia, and we are both from BOL. And today we're here with MarkMentor to tell international partners what they need to know to start selling via BOL. So great to be here with you today.
Definitely, absolutely. So let's start at the beginning. What do partners need to have to start selling on BOL?
Well, the basics first. You need to have an EU registered company. So your company and your warehouse need to be in the EU, or actually UK and China, where we're currently piloting. Also, you need to register those documents and need to upload them in our system for us to check it.
Okay, great. And what about financially? What do we expect from new sellers?
SEPA bank account. So that's usually also your EU-based bank account, plus your VAT registration, please, and a tax identification number that we basically need to verify your business.
All right. And what about technically?
Technically we say Chamber of Commerce registration or your local equivalent for it. Your basic identity verification. So the usual you also use from other platforms for your KYC process. So we all need all that information. Otherwise, your registration could be delayed.
Yeah, preparation really is key.
Preparation is key, exactly.
All right. You're mentioning delays.
Yep.
What type of delays are typical for new sellers?
Yeah, really what you can imagine. So incomplete documents or expired IDs or a typo. You put the wrong name somewhere or you mismatch the VAT details. So basically have your EU business, everything ready, your documentations, and then you should be good to go. And also product-wise, you want to be prepared. So, and there, Mick, you are one of the experts. Maybe you can tell me what international partners need to know here.
Definitely. Well, if you want to sell specific categories, there could be some categories where you need specific rights on the platform. For instance, electrical devices or maybe health products.
Yep.
You're not just allowed to sell those things. You need to meet specific requirements. And, well, to know what specific categories you need those things for, you can always look at the partner platform.
Yeah.
Partnerplatform.bol.com, our service center for, online service center for sellers.
Lots of information there.
Definitely.
Also per category, so it's a little bit of your holy lexicon to look at.
Yeah. So let's say I've got all that.
Yeah.
What happens first after the sign-up process?
So obviously you need to get registered in a way. And there's two routes for that actually. Either you can apply for direct onboarding via one of our new business developers. You can do so via that famous partner platform, or you can actually get qualified and register via one of our eco-led partners. Those are partners that are licensed to register for us and to onboard for us. So they are certified to do so. And once you get qualified, you receive a registration link. Here you enter your basic business information, then upload your company documents and your KYC documents. And if you follow all the steps properly, that process of registering only takes a couple of minutes.
Okay, nice. And BOL verifies everything, right?
Yes, so exactly. Your business and personal documents are checked by our service provider here. And you usually would think it takes from 4 to 14 days until the check is done, if everything is correct. If something is missing or something is rejected, you also get an email with a follow-up request with details what needs to be fixed.
Right.
After that approval, actually, it's time to configure your account.
Yeah.
Mick, tell me, what does the sales partner need to set up here?
Well, first and foremost, of course, the payment options. Yeah. So you need to get your credentials straight to, get your money eventually. That's what you're
obviously
going to
That's
sell
what you're for,
of course. But of course, also contact details. So not only your return address, but also a phone number where you can be reached by customers. And of course, what shipping options you will start using.
Yeah.
Yeah, many international sellers tend to forget to set up their return address or anything. Or
Interesting.
yeah, exactly.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Think about that. Yeah.
Definitely. And pretty much right after that, products can be listed. But BOL may still hold some restrictions and do a test order just to see if what you're advertising is also what you're delivering to customers. Well, there's always an option that will happen, of course. Our assortment quality department does those test orders. Yeah.
Fair enough. Quality is key, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you can tell us what the overall timeline is from, well, before you go live as a new seller.
Exactly. So I'd say application to approval, 4 to 14 days. Really depends on how busy it is in the department.
Fast.
Yeah, it's quite fast. There's good people behind that, so good to know. And then first product live, depending on how prepared you are with your content, we usually see around 1 week after approval as the earliest for a product to be live.
All right.
My pro tip is actually, while waiting for your approval, get your content translated into Dutch already, gather good product images, and if you want to make usage of logistics via BOL in the future, already apply for your Dutch VAT number.
So what is the biggest mistake that you see international sellers make? Because there will be plenty, of course.
Yeah, plenty.
Well,
No, some. No, but there's typical mistakes we see. Basically, submitting incomplete or mismatching documents, your usual typo, or just like little human errors, like submitting your ID card, even though you actually chose passport for onboarding documents. So really make sure everything matches here. After approval, where we see delays is not being prepared with content. So still translations need to be done, or you've not done your brand registration yet. So also here, good tip, do that already once you're done with your setup, and make sure to immediately also register your brand to sell via BOL.
yeah, right.
Oh.
Oh, great. And once you're approved, there, of course, are rules to follow, right?
Yeah, I know why you ask that.
Yeah.
You are the expert on that. Very, very true.
Yeah.
So yes, please, Mick, tell us, what are the key ones international partners should know about?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned before, almost everything is to be found on the partner platform.
Yeah.
There's, of course, plenty of basic rules and metrics that we will discuss, but my general advice for all new sellers is to really do your homework and visit that partner platform, that website, to just get informed on all the rules and all the details specifically. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's go through the 5 big ones.
Yeah, well, there's, of course, indeed 5 main rules that you really need to comply with on the platform. So the first will be product listings. Of course, this is your storefront. So this is how you are going to sell and what's going to boost your conversion. And the most, vivid part is that all product information needs to be in Dutch.
Yeah.
You're selling to the Dutch and Belgian market, so information, descriptions should all be in Dutch. And of course, don't put stuff on there that is prohibited.
Yeah.
And for that, again, I'm going to repeat myself, check the partner platform, since that is really the place where you can find all that information. Rule number 2, I would be pricing and offers. So, of course, a product needs a price, and we want a fair price, fair competition in the market, which is really important, and no misleading offers. Then there's the third rule, order fulfillment. Deliver what you promise. That's the bottom line. If you say that you're going to deliver it in 3 days, the BOL customer really expects it, before or on that 3rd day. So always deliver what you promise. Missing delivery times can affect your performance score, and this can lead to closed accounts eventually.
We don't want that.
No, we absolutely don't want that, of course. Rule number 4, customer communication or customer expectation. Again, as the product information, all communication with customers should be in Dutch, at least in writing. Answering the phone is perfectly allowed to be perfectly fine to do that in English, but all written communication should be in Dutch. And then the last one, of course, returns and refunds. That you should always have a free return label service for the customer, ready for the customer, and do refunds quickly, especially since you're an international seller. It needs to travel back to your warehouse maybe, and then, processing really is key for a quick handling of that return. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, and BOL also tracks metrics, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. We just want a very high quality on our platform, not only in products, but especially also in service. That's what makes BOL stand out from other platforms, we believe. So, yeah, we definitely track metrics, and there's a warning system in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a growth start and full partner phase, right?
Yeah, definitely. So there's actually two phases of that performance metrics. The first one is a short one, or at least, well, it can take a bit longer if you don't sell quickly. But yes, the growth start has three metrics. So the first one is items delivered on time. You need to deliver 93% of all items in time. The second one is cancellations.
Yeah.
We're only allowing 2% of cancellations. And the third one is customer questions. It's a percentage of customer questions that we allow during this grow, start, or starting period. And this is all about transparency.
Yeah.
You need to get track and trace information to the customer as soon as possible. They need to be aware of where the product is and when they can expect it. After you pass the growth start or the partner starting period, you become a full partner, and the first two metrics remain the same. So items
Yeah.
delivered in time, cancellations. Only the third metric changes from the amount of customer questions to the response time. We expect 90% of all customer questions to be handled within 24 hours.
Nice.
And well, that warning system that I spoke of earlier, we call it the strike system. Those strikes will add up, and if you have too many strikes, we will close the account.
Yeah.
So it's really important to stay on top of your performance metrics at all time.
Well,
Yeah,
so basically, read the rules and follow them.
that's absolutely concrete and
Yeah,
solid
easy.
advice. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Perfect.
So to perform, let's talk logistics.
Yes.
What options does a new seller have?
Basically, there's two ways you can make usage of our fulfillment, which is called logistics via BOL or LVB, but you can also use your own fulfillment method.
All right, well, great. Could you elaborate a bit more on LVB or logistics?
Of course,
Yeah.
I've waited on this question. So basically, with logistics via BOL, you send your inventory to BOL's warehouse, and BOL handles your storage, your packaging, your shipping, and your returns. The rates for this are also listed on the already well-known and by now partner platforms.
Yeah.
So you can find all that information here. So it's also ideal for our international partners because of the next day delivery you can offer that way. But be aware that not every product qualifies. So also here, familiarize yourself upfront whether or not your category suits our logistics via BOL proposition. Yeah.
Right. And the other option, you can also just fulfill everything yourself, right?
Absolutely. But be aware that BOL has strict delivery standards, which can be challenging, of course, when you send from abroad. So make sure that you have a strong logistic proposition and that you can bring basically the goods quickly into the Netherlands and Belgium.
And again, stay on top of that performance metric.
Stay on
here
top
as
of
well.
performance metrics. Yes, always.
All right. And do you have any recommendations regarding to logistics for new sellers?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, the choice is yours, but if you already know what your top sellers are, it is definitely a good idea to start using logistics via BOL right away for those top sellers.
Really the powerhouse to next day delivery,
Exactly.
right? For
Make usage of that. Absolutely.
all right. Oh, great. So I'm now an international sales partner. of
Well,
BOL.
welcome, international
Thank
sales
you.
partner.
Thank you. So how do I handle daily operations?
Well, if you don't use the logistics via BOL, you need to manage your own shipping, your labels, your carriers, tracking, and your cross-border delivery time. Do remember that late delivery does impact your performance.
Yeah, again, that performance, and we
Yeah.
cannot emphasize that enough, right?
Exactly.
How about returns?
Yeah, with logistics via BOL, BOL handles those, so we do that. But with your own fulfillment, you must have a proper return process in place.
Yeah.
Good to know is that BOL actually offers a very attractive BOL EU return label. So also price-wise, here it's much more competitive than what you usually get.
Yeah.
And we highly advise you to use that one in case you do your own fulfillment.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's a label ready for the customer.
Exactly.
Instantly.
And the Netherlands love digital, so they just want to go there with their QR code and be ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with logistics via BOL, they will take care of the
Exactly.
returns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But enough about logistics now. I think it's time to talk about customers.
Yeah, well, maybe the most important part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know a lot here, Mick. Again, so customer service, tell me, it must be in Dutch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, it's really important to handle all customer service in Dutch.
Yeah.
And well, same goes for product information, but yeah, all the communications you do in writing with customers should be in Dutch. For that, of course, you can use translating tools.
Yeah.
I mean, we cannot exclude AI in a way because it's everywhere nowadays. So that can really be of a big help with communicating in Dutch with customers. I mean, it's a tricky language after all. And again, the phone can be answered in English. So, well, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to hire a native speaker to answer the phone for you.
Good, good. Hey, and taxes.
Yeah, well, of course, we will always keep that a bit in the middle. We are not allowed to give tax advice.
Yeah.
So always consult your tax advisor. BOL will, of course, collect VAT. Sorry, I just forgot the word.
Yeah, happens.
BOL will, of course, collect VAT over the sales.
Yeah.
That's our part. But specific VAT rules might be there for the country of origin of the seller. And it's also different between the Netherlands or Belgium. So it's just, well, the bottom line is advise your or consult your tax advisor.
Yeah.
And they will, well, definitely know the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's most important.
I think you being an international seller, we already helped you quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But imagine you're up and running and there's still questions. So now back to Mick, where can an international sales partner go with those questions?
Well, I'm actually very proud of this part. My origins in my BOL career lay in partner service. I started there 5 years ago, and back then there were no international sellers at all. Now the international seller base has been growing since, I think, 3 years, maybe 4. And we have a dedicated international partner service team, 15 experienced partner specialists that are there to answer the phone, to reply on the chats, and also read and reply on emails. So it really are persons to speak to. I think
actual people.
Yeah, actual
a
people.
Human being.
Exactly. And of course, via the chat, there is a chatbot that will ask you the first basic questions. But if you just tell them that you want to speak to an employee, there is someone ready for you to help you. And of course, there's our partner platform where you can advise, read all the rules yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, very unique, these real people.
Well,
still.
I like to think so, yeah, definitely.
And how about growth advice?
Yeah, if you perform, you might receive an account developer.
Yeah.
And these are very experienced salespeople who can also advise you in the proper use of sponsored products on our platform, promotions, seasonal calendars with all kinds of promotions, of course. But this is, of course, an option for, well, the high value partners. So perform very well, and then there will be specific help for you in those topics as well.
Lovely.
And there's, of course, again, partner service, who also know the basics about sponsoring and promotion. So
they help everyone.
Yeah, you can always give them a call, and they will help you.
Fantastic.
Those
Fantastic.
as well. Yeah. So we covered the most common topics.
Yes.
Rapid fire time.
Woo! I'm ready.
First question. How long from application to first sale?
Realistically, 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the document approval and how prepared you are with your Dutch content.
All right. And can I just start with a few products?
Absolutely. Lots of sellers actually do that. They start with their top sellers and then they broaden the assortment.
Great. Am I allowed to use my Amazon data?
Yes, you can reuse the information, but you still need Dutch titles and Dutch descriptions.
Yeah,
And you, of course, need to follow our mapping and our picture guidelines.
And we have very good integrators for that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All
The
right.
finest selection.
Perfect. So yeah, it needs to be in Dutch. How big is this language barrier?
Manageable, especially nowadays with AI and Google Translate. If you are already prepared with your Dutch content, all good. And customers, of course, expect the Dutch, but yeah, the tools are here to help.
Yeah, exactly. And are there any hidden costs?
No hidden costs. On the partner platform, you really see our commission setup with the fixed fee and the variable commission. What partners often do forget about is indeed the return costs or shipping costs, or if you use logistics via BOL.
Yeah.
So make sure to also read up on those.
So no hidden, but there are extra
They
costs.
are
but
there
yeah,
indeed.
they are
Yeah.
everywhere, of course. All right. And then to wrap it up, could you please give me your top 3 tips for new sellers?
Of course. Start with prepare. Come prepared, have your Dutch product information ready, your documents ready, and your photos ready to get started rather soon. And then number 2, make usage of our services. Use logistics via BOL and advertisement via BOL to really boost your conversion and be successful.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, keep a close eye on your performance and keep that one high. We have high standards, and with those, you can actually increase your sales by staying in the green.
Solid advice.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Well, and that's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here today with me, Mick, and sharing all your wisdom.
You're welcome.
Yeah, how actually to make the right choice on which product to start and how to list that properly. Lars from MarkMentor will share in his next video. So keep on watching.
Keep on watching.
Thank you for being there.